Hey guys, it's Beth Sullivan. Sorry, makeup free today. Working with the birds, but today I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit just about what is required to own a parrot and why you are absolutely required by humanity to vet any parrot that you get. As you all know, that birds carry a lot of avian illnesses, many which can be passed to not only other birds, but to humans as well, one of them being chlamydia. That's right, I said chlamydia. And no, it's not the STD that we think of, but it does come in different forms, just like a lot of big diseases. And it can be passed to humans, and usually the form of pneumonia or upper respiratory illnesses. But that is something that you want to check your bird for. Having your bird brought to the vet every year, annually, and definitely before you bring it into your house or introduce it to any other animals, any birds especially, really, you absolutely need to have your bird checked. We have a lot of calls here at Rainbow Parrot Rescue Florida, and I wanted to address this because we are all about education and making sure that people are doing the right things. I cannot bring sick birds into my house or birds that are not properly vetted. We are happy to help people if they want to, surrender their bird to Rainbow Parrot Rescue Florida. That is what we're here for. We're here to help. And we know there's a lot of emergency circumstances as well. But we don't have the funding to be able to vet every single person's bird for them. And we also believe that if you are going to buy an expensive parrot, then you need to have the funds to properly take care of it. That's just the way it is. And so I think part of that is we're lucky enough here in Jacksonville, at least the surrounding area, North Florida, South Georgia, we have the exotic bird hospital here that can do all of that for you. Avian veterinarians are very, very hard to find. Birds are prey animals, right? They hide their illnesses. So usually by the time the average pet owner of a bird, notices that their bird is sick, it's a lot of times too late. That's also why it's very hard to be an avian vet. And I worked at a veterinary clinic as a tech for about 17 years of my life, and I grew up around it. And but again, avian vets are very hard to find. But we are lucky enough here in Jacksonville where we really don't have a lot of excuses, okay? So we don't give them to me because people drive all the way from Miami to go to the exotic bird hospital. We're trying to find a way to do it strategically and help people as well. We don't want to not help people. But we also can't take in and fund your sick pet because you have neglected to vet it its entire life. And these are birds that are going to, most of the time, outlive you. The other thing I want to talk about is microchipping. I am a huge advocate of microchipping your parrot. I think the weight is at least, they had to be 65 grams, I'm pretty sure. I might be off a little bit there. But if your bird is at least like an African gray size, you should microchip it. I don't believe in those bands. They're just breeder bands. They don't say anything. They don't tell anything important. Microchipping is just the ultimate way to make sure that bird is yours and it belongs to you. We are advocates of microchipping. It's so important that you do it. They don't run away like a dog or cat. They fly away, and they fly away a lot. So we get people all the time talking about they lost their bird and it's up in a tree or whatever, or people call us and they found a bird but it's not microchipped. These are parrots. They're expensive usually to buy, and whether you acquire it or you rescue it or however you manage to get your parrot, if it's at least 65 grams, I believe, or more, African gray size or up, it needs to be microchipped. People take the bands off of them and only have that done by an avian professional, period. It's not an easy thing to do. I've watched it be done multiple times and I would not do that. But there are a lot of people that are absolutely, they can do that. They have the experience and the tools to take them off even the smallest birds. They are not something that you want to grow on your bird. It's just, would you want to be banded on your leg for your whole life? No. So again, and then as far as microchipping goes, usually they microchip in the front now, in the chest. That's been around for, 15, 20 years. But if your bird is older than that, I had macaw, my first macaw, but it's now much older. But this was 25 years ago, they microchipped him behind the wings. So, if you ever find a bird or acquire a bird and you need to see if he has been microchipped, make sure you're a veterinarian, and veterinarians, all vets should be able to check to scan for microchips. They're typically universal microchips that they use, just different sized needles. And no, if your vet tells you that you have to put your parrot under anesthesia for them to microchip it, you are going to the wrong vet. I heard that recently too, and I almost had a heart attack. That is absolutely not true. That is actually disgusting. That actually disturbs me. No, it's a very quick in-house procedure. The needles now are really super tiny. They're not huge like they used to be. Or even the size like that for dogs and cats. I've seen it. I've done it. Okay, I'm telling you, they should be small, and they should be, it's not an easy thing, but it's something that a veterinarian can do. And there's no need to put your bird under anesthesia to put a microchip in. So I really wanted to address that. Also, I just wanted to make sure that you all understand how important it is, because, birds carry influenza, avian influenza, and chlamydia, and a lot. Okay, they carry a lot of things, and they can. And some are very, very healthy, especially birds that have been around other birds before in the past. So if you are getting a parrot and you have a parrot, it is your responsibility as a pet owner, as a parrot owner. You're not taking care of just a dog or a cat. And trust me, I love my dogs and cats. Okay, I have 6 cats, right? But you are taking on an extra responsibility to make sure that bird, that parrot is properly vetted, because it's an exotic, and that takes a lot of responsibility. It's huge responsibility, a lot of time, and so that's very important. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today was seeds. Parrots do not eat seeds, guys. Parrots do not eat seeds. They eat pellets. They eat a fresh chop. This is not anybody's fault except for big, huge pet store companies that will pop a picture of a macaw or a cockatiel on a bag of seeds and tell you that's what they're supposed to eat. That is not. If it has sunflower seeds, peanuts, those are all great for training tricks. I've seen many of my friends use them for free flight training, even clicker training, but that is not their staple diet. You will put them right into liver and kidney failure. And I'm going to say 90% of the birds we get here at Rainbow Parrot Rescue Florida have that problem, because guess what? That's what's at the pet stores, and it's just not right. So those are just some topics I wanted to talk about. What I do feed our parrots, we love the Harrison's brand food, because a lot of the rescues we get in do not have any kind of experience eating fresh, where, we cook, Dan cooks, Dan does all the fresh chop from the Bird Tricks recipe book, even puts his own spin on it. We do that, but we also feed them Harrison's, because the Harrison's has everything that they need in it. So I don't have to stress about if they don't eat the chop, or they don't like the chop, or they won't take it. I know that they're getting what they need with the Harrison's. So that's something else I really wanted to address. So those are just some things that have come up over the last few months, and it just blows my mind how many people own these pets and don't vet them. Even if you vet them, they look, like I said, they're gonna outlive you. So if you do it a couple times in your life, that's better than nothing. And like I said, getting the cultures done. Sprouts are another topic of conversation. So sprouts, I don't know if anybody's heard of this, any bird owners have heard about these sprouts, but I didn't know about it until recently, but they actually can cause bacterial infections in your bird, and people that are growing and feeding their birds sprouts, not a good idea. Get rid of the sprouts, okay? So I ended up having to do a bunch of bacterial cultures on a bunch of my parrots, because some of the ones I had rescued were being fed sprouts. They thought they were doing a good thing. That's the way it's advertised, right? But unless you go to an avian vet regularly, you're not going to know that. So this is just some stuff that I've acquired, just some knowledge that I've acquired over the last few years, and stuff that I still continually hear about and see. And It's really frustrating for me. So I just want to let everybody know we're here for you. We want to educate you, and we are going to start doing more educational classes and go into depth on some of these topics. So definitely stay tuned for that, because that is coming very soon right here in Parrot Rescue, Florida. Thanks guys for listening, and I hope to see y'all very soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.